Okay, firstly we're going to go through how to play an iron shot off of the tee. First thing we're going to do, run through from the ground up, is stance width. Stance width is important. If it's too wide, okay, we can't turn properly. If it's too narrow, we lose balance. With an iron, the right stance width should be a shoulder width. Next thing we need to do is knee flex, so it should be just slightly off straight with the legs. Then the back should be nice and straight but bent over from the hip to create that position where we need to be to obviously get down to the ball. Depending on what club we use will depend on where we have the ball positioned in the stance. For this shot, I'm playing a par 3, I'm hitting a 6 iron. Ball position should be between centre and the left foot, should be halfway between the two. Reason for that is with a shorter club, we're going to be hitting the ball on the way down, so we want it at the bottom of the arc. With a longer club, the swing's just a fraction flatter, so we want the ball just positioned slightly further forward in the stance. For the 6 iron, okay, for the full swing, we're looking at 6 power sources. When we use the driver, okay, the power sources are the same, but we must try to do 2 things differently with the driver than we would with an iron. First thing with the driver is we're going to have the ball positioned actually further forward in the stance, just inside the left instep. Okay, reason for that is we've got the ball teed up in the air. We want to feel that we're hitting the ball on the way up to limit the amount of backspin that we put on the ball. If the ball's too far back in our stance with the driver, we'll tend to hit the ball on the way down, producing more backspin on the shot, therefore hitting more loft, getting affected by wind more. So we need to put it forward in the stance to limit that backspin. Second thing we're going to do with the driver, second and last thing that's different between the driver and an iron off the tee, is we do not want to hit the ground. We want it to be a nice flat swing. So we're going to take the club back and actually brush the grass for as long as possible, really extending the club back, creating what we call a lot of width. With an iron, the difference might be that we would tend to use wrist hinge a slight fraction earlier and get the club up a bit steeper so that we can get underneath the ball with an iron, whereas a wood, we'll take the club low and slow so that we sweep it and hit it nicely off the top of the tee. So when we're hitting an iron, we're looking to put the ball slightly left of centre in the stance, and then we're looking to hit the ball, transfer our weight and take a divot slightly after the ball. Whereas with a wood, we've put the ball further forward in the stance, we've teed it higher, so we're looking to hit the ball on the way up with that nice sweeping motion, creating lots of width to take backspin off the ball and hopefully gain more distance. So ball forward in the stance, take it back low and slow and try and hit the ball off the top of the tee peg without hitting the tee peg.